secondary school, I actually really struggled with maths, and I used to get extra support for it. And I think as a teenager, I got it in my head that meant that STEM wasn't for me, so I always focused on the humanities subjects and continue that up to university now where I study history. But actually now, as an adult, looking back retrospectively, you're not put into the category of you're either a STEM student or humanities student. You can be both.
Through school, I always had a passion for maths and physics, and I studied maths and physics at A-level. I still wasn't quite sure on what I wanted to do. When I came across aerospace engineering, it seemed to pull together all of my passions, and it was only really at uni that I figured out that a career in the space sector was what I wanted to do.
I have recently graduated from the University of Leeds. I studied art and design, and I fell in love with the city of Leeds and really wanted to stay local. I was Slingshot Simulations intern as their 3D content creator in my final year of study, and then I fell in love with the company. Being able to use my creative background for such a specific data purpose was really exciting for me.
Going into it, I didn't really know. I thought digital was only people that were coding from the age of 8 on their computers, working in ones and zeros. And there is absolutely a space for those people. They are fundamental. And they're our engineers, and they're brilliant, logical, like they're amazing. But what you forget is the complementary skills and people that you add to that.
I think obviously coming from an engineering background, technical expertise, which you can learn through your education. But I think more importantly, it's a problem-solving mindset. Obviously, the ability to work as part of a team. All advances in space are done on quite large-scale companies now. So that collaborative, problem-solving mindset is really important.
I would say to my younger self to not hold back and question your own capabilities, but push forwards, believe in yourself, and go for every opportunity that presents itself, because you are capable of doing it.
What people need to understand is actually technology isn't all about the IT and computer science and building the technology. Actually, it's as much about the ideas in the first place. It's looking around at society and the world and thinking, what could we create to make life better, to make life easier?
My advice for the young people, or anybody for that matter, any age group, would be to just be passionate about it. Half the journey starts when you're really interested in doing something. You don't have to be from a tech background, because some of the skills that AI requires, you can just pick up online. You can take free courses. Today, education is literally free and very accessible. So you just have to be passionate about doing something for people.
My main piece of advice would be just go for it. There are all sorts of really, really fascinating careers that could be waiting for you, and if you don't necessarily see the role models in the stage in front of you today, be one of those in the future.
I would absolutely recommend technology, digital, software development. They're all things that companies, all skills that companies need right now.
We're constantly pushing boundaries. Everyone in the industry is constantly thinking of new and innovative ways to solve problems and to make humans interplanetary.
So AI is pretty much covered in every sector. You'll find it in manufacturing, in retail, in healthcare. I think going into the future, we're going to find more AI applications within the healthcare setting. I think agriculture, agri-tech, a lot of societal problems around carbon and CO2. So I think AI and data is pretty much going to be used in overcoming societal problems, healthcare, and in particular agriculture.
Technology is something that very much drives the way that we live now and drives the way that the world is going to develop in the future as well.
There's a bit of a perception maybe with tech generally that you need to be from a computer science background or even like a science or STEM maths background, but that's not the case at all. I've got an English degree myself. I'm working in a kind of comms role, I suppose, and an engagement role with FinTech North. But teams, fintechs have teams dedicated to marketing, dedicated to relationships, so partnerships and business development. There's also events teams there as well. There's kind of like creative teams as well, so designers can kind of come on board and help with fintech. So yeah, it's definitely open to anybody.